Well, what's up again there, guys? Brian here, D3 Topics Gamer, here to give you another episode of my weekly Q&A titled People's Questions for Answer, a series of questions that have been sent to me over the past week. Now, before I get into these guys' questions, I just have two things I would like to get out of the way. If you happen to enjoy this video by the end, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and press the subscribe button if you happen to enjoy this video and would like to see more from me. And the second question, which I hope to God I don't have to say this again, but please, for the love of God, and to help with my sanity, please stop asking me Star Wars questions. I do not claim to be a big fan of the franchise. I do not claim to know a lot about Star Wars. My knowledge of Star Wars all comes from other YouTubers. There are at least 10 YouTubers I can name off the top of my head that know Star Wars a hell of a lot better than me. In fact, outside of my 3 lightsabers, in terms of price merchandise-wise, I have perhaps less than $110 worth of Star Wars merchandise divided between 2 shirts, 1 poster, 1 Star Wars figure from the 90s, 1 book, and... Oh yeah, that's right. An original collection of VHS tapes for the Star Wars Original Trilogy Special Edition, and the entire Blu-ray collection of the prequels and the original trilogies that I got at a bargain bin at Best Buy like 6 years ago. That is the extent of my fandom in terms of Star Wars. So all these Star Wars questions I've been getting recently, try to cut back on them. Let's see if the Jedi mind trick will work on you. I am not the YouTuber for Star Wars questions you are looking for. There are much better ones out there. Please send your questions to them. So, now that we got that out of the way, let's jump right into the first number of questions. I swear, guys, I've been working on that one for like the last hour, trying to figure out how to get that out. But the first question comes from CHS Celebrity. And he wants to know, what is my favorite Nintendo game? Probably Super Nintendo, Super Mario 64. That's a 10. That's probably the only Mario game that's a 10 out of 10 game, and that's probably the last Mario game I ever actually finished. I think I quit. I never played like something like Mario Sunshine. I think I quit playing Mario Galaxies after about maybe 30 minutes because I hated playing that game on the Wii. So yeah, I would probably say Super Mario 64 on Nintendo 64 is probably my favorite Nintendo game. Yeah, I'll probably go with that one. Next question comes from Brady Burick, and I hope this will be the first. My God, there's like 3 Star Wars questions here. Brady Burick wants to know, do I think that Star Wars Galaxy is doomed to repeat endless cycles of war and conflict, even with the Jedi and Sith long extinct? The thing about Star Wars is a reflection of our own world. So if you want to ask, do you think, are we doomed to repeat this cycle of war and conflict? Ask ourselves, are we doomed to repeat this cycle of war and conflict? Because that is that is all Star Wars is. It is a complete reflection of our own world and our own situations. So, as long as there will be war and conflict in our real world, there will be war and conflict in Star Wars. You don't need the Jedi and the Sith for that. Trust me, humans have been killing themselves since the dawn of time and probably will continue to do it long after you and I are dead. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say that... conflict in Star Wars is a never-ending cycle that will continue on and on. Next question comes from DiestGaming. Another Star Wars question that I never really thought of. Why do I think Vader stopped Boba Fett from shooting Chewbacca in Empire Strikes Back? I have no fucking clue. That moment is so quick you can blink and miss it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe for dramatic reasons. Maybe. I mean, Han Solo was about to get frozen in carbonite, so... maybe it was just for dramatic effect. That's my guess. I have no idea. I can't read Vader's mind. And the last Star Wars question of the episode comes from the Batman of Neo Gotham. He wants to know, if Anakin never got burned by lava and had his limbs cut off by Obi-Wan Kenobi, how much more powerful do I think he would have become as a Sith? He probably would have become more powerful than Sidious. And Sidious was kind of counting on that. That was the whole purpose. That's why he picked Anakin to begin with. He wanted Anakin... I think this whole purpose was he wanted to turn Anakin to the dark side and then have him become powerful and then use essence transfer to transfer his consciousness into Anakin's body. So now Palpatine has a super powerful body that is young, powerful, youthful, and he can rule the galaxy for several more centuries because he knows his old body is eventually going to get old and cripple away, and heck, his enormous power is going to be too much for his human body, so he wants a younger, stronger body. That's just my guess. Next question comes from Aaren Whitaker, and you want to know, do I think Assassin's Creed Valhalla has the potential to be the best Assassin's Creed game in the series? I'm not sure I can answer that because it's all a matter of opinion. I mean, I haven't played the game. I've seen very little gameplay from it. It looks like it's just gonna be another Assassin's Creed game. I mean, heck, I've only since Black Flag, which is my personal favorite, I've only played 2 other Assassin's Creed games, and that's Origins and Odyssey. And I would not pick either one of those 2 games over Black Flag. So chances are, some people might think it's the best one. Others might not think so. Personally, it's certainly not going to be, from what I've seen, it's not going to be my favorite. But heck, it could be just another great installment in the franchise. And heck, at this point, that's all any of us can ask for. And the last question of the episode, I swear to God, I cannot pronounce this name. It's like just down there. And you want to know, do I think that Sucker Punch made the right choice switching from Infamous to Ghost of Tsushima because I thought it was the right decision? Yeah, I don't mind. Ghost of Tsushima was fine. I thought Infamous, had a good run. 3 solid games and a couple little expansion DLC games. That was just fine. I mean, that's kind of the main reason I love PlayStation more than Xbox and Nintendo. Nintendo's big... The problem with Xbox is that they can't come up with new properties, and so they've been stuck with, the same 3 properties for, the past, 10, 15, 20 years. And the problem I have with Nintendo is they keep just milking old classic franchises that have been around since the 80s. So you're going to see another Mario game, or another Metroid game, or another Zelda game, or another Smash Brothers, or another Mario Party at some point, or another Mario Kart, or another Pokemon game, or they just keep rehashing these old known properties. What I like about PlayStation, the reason that PlayStation has always stood out to me, is that every generation is defined by reinventing itself. So you're going to retire old franchise and move into new ones. So you have something like Guerrilla Studios. They retired Killzone at the beginning of this era, and now have moved on to Horizon. And I absolutely love that this new direction, and I'm sure at some point Naughty Dog has retired Uncharted. I'm sure when they're not working on The Last of Us, they're going to work on a new property. That's what PlayStation exclusive franchises do. They retire old ones and bring in new ones. Every single era is defined by its exclusives, and that's why I've been with them for almost more than 20 years. So that about does it for all the questions I was able to answer in this video. There were some people that I was able to answer the questions in the previous comment section, so if you didn't hear your questions here, you know where to look. If you haven't already gotten your notifications about that. If you guys have any more questions you'd like me to answer in next week's episode, be sure to send them in the comments down below. Make sure to get them into me roughly before Wednesday, before noon, before I start filming the next episode. And remember that it is only 1 question per person. And again, for the love of God, please do not send me any more Star Wars questions. So, like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will see you next week.